Hi, I'm Alan Weiss, and this is for all my friends who have subscribed to $1 Million Consulting Mindset. I'm happy to offer this free newsletter to you. The newsletter will continue to be free. It's my fastest growing newsletter by percentage. Somebody suggested to me years ago that I should offer a newsletter that deals with the elementary, the rudimentary, the basic stuff of consulting. That's what I've tried to do. It's turned out to be as effective for newcomers as veterans and vice versa. I'm happy to provide it, and it gives me a great thrill to bring it to you. I wanted to build on it by offering a professional subscription. So for $50 a year, $50 a year, you'll get a quarterly teleconference and a quarterly video. I want to give you an example of what those videos will be like. So this is on me. This is for all of you, and this is free. But here's an example. You just saw Bentley, my German Shepherd. Bentley shepherds. That's what he does. That's how he's bred. That's what he does. And so, while I used to think that Koufax before him and Bentley were knocking against me because they were clumsy, they weren't. They were directing me. Just like they would a sheep or a goat, they were directing me, usually toward the yard or toward the truck or toward the dog treat drawer. They were shepherding me, and that's how you should shepherd conversations. You should make sure that conversations don't meander. Rivers. I was a geology minor in school. Can you believe that? Because I didn't want to take physics or chemistry. I had to take a science as a liberal arts student. So I have a geology minor with my political science major. I learned that rivers meander. A young river runs straight. A mature river meanders because it starts to cut the banks. And an old age river meanders like this and actually forms these looped lakes at the end of each of these meanders. So you don't want a conversation that meanders all over the countryside. You want a conversation that's fresh and runs straight. Shepherding. You want to make sure you get there. It might bounce around a bit, but you make sure you get there. I don't know if you remember this. Maybe you've taken your kids on it, but I used to go on this, and our kids went on it. Now our grandchildren go on it. But amusement parks and boardwalks at the shore, at the ocean, have boats. And while the boats have steering wheels, the little kids can't steer them. The boats are controlled. But the boats can bounce off the walls. They're in narrow channels. The boats are going to go in a certain direction, but they will bounce off the walls. So there's a feeling of steering, but the boat is always going in a given direction. That's how your conversation has to be. Other people might feel they have some steering potential, but you're getting where you want to go. So think about this as a dynamic for yourself with my practical tip of the day. You want to see 2 buyers a week. If you see 2 buyers a week, you will see approximately 100 buyers a year. Somebody said, Alan, there's 52 weeks in a year. Thank you for that. Like I said, I was a political science major, not a math guy. But you'll see approximately 100 buyers a year. And when you see 100 buyers a year, let's say half of them get serious with you and agree to have further conversations. That's 50 buyers. And let's say half of them accept proposals from you. That's 25 buyers. And let's say that half of them sign off on the proposal. That's 12 buyers. And if your average project is $100,000, that's $1 million too. If your average project is $50,000, that's $600,000. If your average project is $25,000, that's $300,000. So depending upon your prices and your average project, if you see 2 buyers a week, you'll have an excellent living, an excellent career, a good business. And what if you saw more than 2 buyers a week? I mean, if you make a speech and there are 50 buyers in the room, it takes care of 25 weeks. If you network and there are 8 buyers in the room, it takes care of what? 4 weeks, assuming you follow up. And you should hit more than 50% of your proposals. I'm being very conservative. You should hit 80% of your proposals if you follow my guidelines, as you know. So what I'm telling you is 2 buyers a week will equal a great year for you. Now that's what $1 Million Consulting Mindset professional subscription is about. Every month, you'll get the free newsletter. Once a quarter, you'll get a video like this, except longer, with more tips and more insights and more suggestions. And every quarter, you'll have a teleconference with me personally where we'll deal with issues of the day and I'll take questions and answers. $50 a week. Free newsletter, $50. You get 8 other exposures, 4 audio, 4 video. I really don't see how you can turn it down, and I hope you'll subscribe. I've tried to make things reasonable for people who can't afford to attend my high-end events or who choose not to or in remote places. So all of these things, the video and audio will be recorded and downloadable after the fact, all as part of the subscription. You can find out here how to do that I hope to see you next year, and thank you for subscribing to $1 Million Consulting Mindset.